How do people in Vietnam get a motorcycle license? It probably sounds like a simple question. But in a country where motorcycles are part of almost every family's daily life, getting a license feels like a small milestone. Today, one of my closest friends is taking her motorcycle license test. She wanted me to go with her, so I'm going with her. Along the way, I'll also show you a little of her home and what everyday life looks like for a young family here in Ha Giang. Hi, I'm Kim. I'm 30 years old. I live in Ha Giang, a small city in northern Vietnam. I don't usually wake up this early. Most mornings, I like to let the day start slowly. But today, I promised my friend I'd go with her to the motorcycle license test. So I set an alarm and got up a little earlier than usual. Most of my days follow almost the same routine. Work, taking care of my daughter. Life feels pretty predictable most of the time. Every now and then, I make time to see a friend. Or, like today, I spend the day with one of my closest friends. One thing I like about living in a small city is that mornings don't usually feel rushed. The roads aren't crowded, and I don't spend hours commuting like people do in bigger cities. That gives me more time to take care of myself. While my skincare has a few minutes to absorb, I do a little reading. Lately, the weather in Ha Giang has been very hot and dry. I've been spending a lot more time indoors with the air conditioner on, and my skin gets dry really easily. So I've been trying to take a little better care of it. As usual, I start my morning with a glass of warm water. It's a small habit I've kept for years. People here often say that drinking warm water in the morning is good for your health. Whether that's true or not, it helps me feel ready for the day. Before I head out, I spend a few minutes cleaning up. I don't like coming home to a messy house. Living with a child means there's always something to clean. I used to feel like I had to keep everything tidy all the time. But now I'm a little more relaxed about it. As long as the house feels comfortable, that's enough for me. Breakfast is usually the simplest meal of my day. This morning, I'm just having a drink made from black sesame seeds and black beans. I made the powder myself a while ago. I simply roasted the beans and sesame seeds until they smelled fragrant. Let them cool, then ground everything into a fine powder. It's not expensive at all. It only costs about 150,000 Vietnamese dong to make a full jar, and it lasts me about a month. Whenever I need a quick breakfast, I just mix it with warm water. It's simple, filling, and doesn't take much time. I still eat out from time to time because there are so many good breakfast options in Vietnam. But these days, I make simple breakfasts at home more often. As I've gotten older, I've started paying a little more attention to my health. I like having breakfast while watching a movie or a TV show I enjoy. I'm a huge fan of Korean dramas and Disney movies. Have you ever watched a show for so long that you completely lost track of time? I've done that more than once. I think my record is about 12 hours. Looking back, it sounds a little crazy. But when I really enjoy a movie or a drama, I can sit there all day and never get tired of it. This is my friend's home. It's a pretty typical house for a young family here in Vietnam. It's not very big, but it has everything they need for everyday life. The total living space is about 90 square meters, and every part of it is put to good use.
Vừa dậy à?
Here in Vietnam, especially in smaller cities, many people don't expect to live in a huge house. As long as there's enough space to cook, relax, and spend time together, that's already a good home. My friend became a mom while she was still quite young. Many people here get married in their early or mid-20s, and it's not unusual to have children soon after. She now has 2 kids, so life is always busy. Every day seems to be filled with work, household chores, and taking care of the children. Once you have a child, your daily life changes without you even realizing it. Most of the young couples I know work hard. They're trying to build a stable life while raising children at the same time. That also means there are limits to what they can afford. So instead of dreaming about a big house, most families simply focus on having a home that fits their everyday life. In a smaller home, one space often serves more than one purpose. The computer desk also becomes a makeup table.
hết ở trên nhưng mà kiểu cái automat nó không tự ngắt này.
A child's study desk can turn into a dining table. When you don't have much space, you just make it work. My friend works at a mobile phone store, so she's busy most of the week. She only gets one day off each week, Tuesday. On work days, her children stay with their grandmother. On her day off, she's usually back home taking care of them herself.
Giống bố.
She normally works today, but she took the day off for her motorcycle license test. She'll leave the children with her mother-in-law for a few hours.
Bye bye.
Bye cô đi. Bye
Vin
cô đi.
ơi, bye bye. Vin ơi. Tôi phải thành đặt nha đấy mày.
Looking after children is rarely something parents do alone here. Family members often help each other whenever they can.
Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye nha.
The driving test center is about 4 kilometers from our house. There are a lot more people than usual because it's a test day. It's quite hot today. Everyone is looking for a bit of shade. Most of the time, this place is actually pretty quiet. If there isn't a test going on, there are only a few people around. In Vietnam, almost everyone learns to ride a motorcycle sooner or later. Motorcycles are still the main way people get around. We ride them almost everywhere, to work, to school, to the market, or just to visit family and friends. It's the easiest way to get around, especially in smaller cities like Ha Giang. This is also where people come to learn how to drive cars. It's not a very large driving school. I don't know what it's like in other places, but this is how it is here in Ha Giang. I'm just waiting outside while my friend takes her test. It shouldn't take long. She already passed the practical test last time, so today she only needs to retake the written exam. Over there is where everyone waits before taking the practical test. It's very hot standing under this corrugated metal roof. There's almost no breeze, and it gets pretty uncomfortable after a while. This is also where people take the test for larger motorcycles. More and more people are getting a license for larger motorcycles these days. A lot of them want to work as tour guides, taking visitors around the Ha Giang loop. Most of the people taking the test here today are from ethnic minority communities. Many of them don't live in Ha Giang City. They've come from different districts, some as far as 50 to 150 kilometers away. For some people, It's too far to go home the same day, so they have to rent a room and stay here for a night or two. If they don't pass the test, they'll have to come all the way back again next month. This is the waiting area before entering the theory test room. There are only 2 driving test centers like this in Ha Giang. This one is closer to where I live, so most people in my area usually come here. The other one is about 15 kilometers away. In the summer, you'll find little sugarcane juice stands like this all over the place.
Bác cháu không nước mía.
They also sell bottled drinks and pickled amberella juice. But I always go for the sugarcane juice. I like its light, refreshing sweetness. One glass costs 10,000 Vietnamese dong, or about 40 cents. Most people just sit here with a drink while they wait. There are a few fans, so it doesn't feel too hot. And a cold glass of sugarcane juice definitely helps in this weather. Some people have been here since early this morning. You can tell they've already spent quite a bit of time waiting. I think everyone is just hoping the day goes smoothly so they can head home soon. My friend finally walked out. This time she passed. She got every question right without making a single mistake. I was really happy for her. To celebrate, I treated her to coffee. There's a cafe I really like, so I decided to take her there. I was about to film a little more, but a police officer in the control room asked me to stop. He said that if I kept filming, the person taking the test could even have their results cancelled.
chị gọi sốt số 1, số 2 gì vậy?
Caramel, cà phê. Anh có gì đây nữa?
I think our conversations have changed a lot over the years. We used to talk about movies, music, and all the places we wanted to go. Now we usually talk about work, our kids, or the little things that happen during the week. Life gets busy, and we're both trying to keep up with our own families. But somehow, every time we get together, it still feels easy. The food always looks really good here. I don't come very often though. Compared to most snacks in Ha Giang, it's a little expensive, so I usually save it for an occasional treat. But the quality is always worth it. The cafe is on one of the main streets in the city, so a lot of foreign tourists stop by as they pass through. I'm really glad I got to spend today with my friend. We laughed, talked about all kinds of random things, and forgot about work for a little while. I always feel a little lighter after days like this. I'm really grateful to have people like her in my life, and I'll always treasure days like today. And thank you for spending part of your day with me too. If you enjoyed this video and would like to support my channel, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribed. I hope you'll join me again in the next video as I continue sharing my everyday life here in Ha Giang. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.